Hi everyone, it's Friday and one more week of Planktober to knock over. I'm 3 days behind in my planking, I know, right? So I'm working while I'm planking because I've got some stuff to share. First, a huge thanks to everyone who has taken up the Planktober challenge, and another huge thanks to all of you who have donated to your crazy planking friends and family members. We have nearly 300 people planking, and I want to do a shout out to those whose efforts deserve a particular mention. Top of the fundraising leaderboard is Justine Perkins, and his team at Checked In Care. Geez, he's a good husband. Who doesn't love that man? As many of you know, our story behind Touched by Olivia has always been personal, and our commitment to the cause has never wavered. But seriously, gold star effort right there, Jono. Close on his heels though are two students from Riverview College, Go Artaban and Ollie. Riverview, for the second year running, has selected Planktober as a service initiative. Hugely proud of what their Ignation's service and how it impresses upon their students the importance of being a man for others. The school alone, through the efforts of their students, has raised over $5,000. They've already smashed their goal. They've actually raised $5,600 as we speak. Whew, getting a bit puffed. We've also got some cracking minutes being tallied. So Margie Lewis once again leads the charge with 551 minutes of planking. I'm up to 145. Okay, 551 minutes of planking. That's over 9 hours already, and her team, the Planking Crazies, yeah, great name, have clocked up 1,191 minutes. Yeah, do the math, and that's over 20 hours of planking. You guys must have abs of steel. Whew. So, we're just over a week left, and I've got to say, it's a tough environment out there. There are so many competing forces, and with many of us coming out of the lockdowns, there's a lot of us grappling with not only our sense of self, but also about the future that lies ahead. We're hearing a lot about mental health, marginalised communities, social isolation, and the gaps of opportunity that divide our nation based on ability, race, gender, age, well-being, even geography has come into play. Gosh, it's a lot. Anyway, our social consciousness has never been more aware of the goings on around us, and it can be super confronting. When it comes to supporting a cause, the why, the who, the what, the when, all become really important questions because, hey, there's a lot of good going on out there to help support those in need. Let's take mental health. It's high on the priority list. I mean, hands up. Yep. Who hasn't in the last months felt a bit discombobulated? You could even say anxiety and depression has tried to move on in. No invitation necessary. Add in a landslide of fear and frustration, and yet we are feeling the pinch. Something's got to change, or something's going to give. I'll be honest, I was having a little down day yesterday because I just felt like Planktober was gearing up to be a bit of a fail, simply because the donations are down compared to last year. I absolutely hate asking people for money, and so fundraising, when you run a charity, is my pain point. Anyway, last night I was having a bit of a whinge to my 17-year-old son. And anyway, his reply was, "Mum, not everyone's like you." And of course I thought he was going to give me a compliment about trying to do good, blah, blah, blah. But no, that wasn't it. He simply said, "No one likes planking." You've got to love kids to give you that reality check, huh? And for the record, I don't love planking. But his words reminded me that, I'm starting to shake, so I'm going to move. Okay. His words reminded me that it's not only about the dollars coming in, it's about the stories that sit behind the people planking, the stories that sit behind the people pledging, and it's about the stories that we will create because we believe in the cause and we will create change. Planktober is about community at the very core, and fundraising for our first project, the living room. The living room will be a place where people will belong, where they will connect. Oh, I'm running out of breath. Where conversations play out, where social issues are discussed without stigma, and where friendships are formed. People with disability will be at the heartbeat of the living room as they operate the Social Enterprise Cafe that will dish up delicious meals, drinks, and all that important cup of barista-made coffee. We will build the living room thanks to the support around us. And I'd particularly like to thank the City of Canada Bay Council and the Mayor, Angelo Sirrekis. So if you're like my son and hate planking, then hopefully you can spare a pledge for our cause. I give you my commitment that Touched by Olivia is, and always has been, an authentic charity that listens to the community and genuinely cares. I think I'm as red as my hat. We're a bit unorthodox as we aren't a big affair, and we've intentionally kept our business pretty lean. Touched by Olivia is our family story about a little baby girl who didn't get the chance to live past 8 months. It's about what her life could have looked like, and it's about tackling the issues that maybe she would have faced if she'd survived. Issues like disability, employment, and mental health. So I'll leave you with a quote. It's one I've borrowed because it's pretty spot on. And hey, thanks again for being part of our adventure. It goes, there is no power for change greater than a community discovering what it cares about. So everyone stay safe, get connected, and why not share your story, because out there's a community that cares about you. And a shout out to Budgie Smuggler for all the wonderful prizes that could be yours. Oh, I'm tapping out, that's 6.5 minutes.